Hey guys, today I'm back and I want to talk to you about competition. So since the beginning of time, no matter what industry you're in, you're always going to have some level of competition, right? So today I'm going to talk to you about some of my tips about the best way to handle competition. Um, so I'm a business coach and I coach people who are starting businesses, who are already way into their business. So people at different levels. And no matter where you're at, I just want to remind you, there's always going to be somebody who is below, above, or at the same level as you in your business, right? So, but how you deal with competition is the topic today. So my advice to you is first and foremost to avoid making the following mistakes. Mistake number one that I often see about competition is comparison. Yes, comparing yourself to everybody around you. It's not always apples to apples. Like when I said that people are at different levels, I often see clients who are comparing themselves to a well-established company that's been doing what they're doing, but like a long time, a lot longer than they have. So you are not at the same level. And that's why even though you think you are competing with them, you're not, because they've already been working on this for a long time. They've got their audience. They've gone through all the work that you have not completed yet. So please don't just randomly compare yourself to somebody who's at a much higher level than you. And the same thing about people at a lower level than you. They're just starting out. So, they're building up their audience. You have nothing to fear. So don't compare yourself to these people. What about the people in your category who are about the same level as you? Those are the only ones who you could technically call a competitor, because they have about the same audience size as you, the same capacity and bandwidth as you, and they're also in your niche, right? And so, but I'll get to it in a minute, how I want you to actually treat all these people. I just want to first get rid of all the things you shouldn't do. So no comparisons, please. We'll talk about how to handle this better. Number two is your pricing. Please don't look at other people's pricing. So I have a lot of customers who come to me and say, oh my gosh, my competitor is charging this much. Maybe I need to align with their prices. My answer to you is no, no, no. We'll talk about what to do instead, but just let me clarify it right now that you do not need to follow anyone else's pricing, all right, to be successful. Number three is to lurk on their profiles. It is crazy how many smart, intelligent, busy people I coach who spend a lot of time on their competitors' profiles, just reading their posts, subscribing to their email list, downloading their lead magnets, and more. And you really don't need to do this, nor should you, because it's unhealthy and you have much better things to do with your time. What else is there? So I think we covered a few great points about what not to do. Let me tell you, like, how I view competitors in general. So again, I started off by saying that there's people at different levels. And so I want you to stop thinking these are all competitors just because they do the same services as you, and be more realistic about the only people who you could be comparing yourself to are the ones in your niche who are at the same level as you, all right? But what's more important to do is to figure out what differentiates you guys. Figure out, okay, they're offering a similar service, but they've niched down into serving these types of people. So even though they're offering the similar service, they're not serving the same people as you. That's really important. So whenever you encounter someone, because of course we're going to run into these people sooner or later, figure out what they're actually serving. The other thing I want you to do is reach out to them and and talk to them, introduce yourself, because I do not see people as competitors by default. What I see them is colleagues. We're serving the same niche, or we're working in the same area. How wonderful is that? So reach out to them, because you want to do two things. You want to clarify exactly who they're serving or what service they're offering, because maybe when you found them, it wasn't that clear. So by speaking to them, you'll really clarify what they do compared to what you do. And number two is to see if there's any synergy. Maybe you guys hit it off and this is a great person, and then you guys decide that you guys can do some collaborations, because no matter what, the audience that you built is not the same as the one they built. And there may be some overlap. I don't know if you're really targeting on a geographical location, something like that. But no matter what, I'm all about collaborations, right? Bringing their audience over to yours and vice versa. And may the best man win, meaning I may not be the perfect coach for this person. So this competitor is much better for them, and vice versa. So why are we even competing in the first place? There is no competition. There's personal choices, there's personality, there's cultural stuff, there's just your communication style, lots of reasons why, even though you guys think you're offering the same service, that person wants to go with one or the other, right? In the end. So stop thinking that you're a bad person if you lose a deal, or trying to copy that other person. On the contrary, try to differentiate yourself from that person and really understand what your niche is, right? And along those lines, that's why lurking doesn't really do anything for your brand, because what are you actually finding out? The only thing you're finding out is, okay, I have a lot of similar content. Like we're covering the similar topics. Or maybe you get inspired and you say, I haven't quite addressed that yet. I should write an article, or I should do a video about that. So that's another possibility. But no matter what you do not want to go ahead and copy them in any way. That's just the worst idea ever, is to copy somebody, someone else's style, content, pricing, products. And then let's look at the people who are above you, who are just doing a similar service, but they're a lot further along. So from these people, you can get inspiration. You can also learn from them. Maybe they will be willing to coach you. So why not reach out to them as well? I wouldn't reach out to just everybody. I would reach out to people who really inspire me, particularly, and just introduce yourself. Tell them that you're at an earlier stage than them and you really love what they've done, and congratulations. And you'll be following them from now on, or even sign up for their product, because we don't know what they're offering that could be different than you, right? So I think we always have to be lifelong learners, and there's something that you can learn from everybody. It's just a question if you like their style, if you want to learn from them. But no matter what, it's important to know who is who in your industry. So you want to at least look at the market and figure out where you position yourself, do that marketing research. And that's where you can align yourself with people who seem to be around the same level as you. Look at people who are above you, and look at people who are just coming onto the market, who you've never heard of before, and try to build some friendships, some collaborations. Don't be afraid of your competitors. There's always a perfect match for somebody that isn't a match for others. So I've never seen in one market, even the most saturated markets, there's always room for someone else. So the best way for you to deal with your competition is figure out how to differentiate yourself. If you ignore them completely, that's not going to happen, because we need to kind of figure out what are they talking about, what products and services are they offering, so you know what's happening just in your market in general. Not to lurk, not to get obsessed with them, but just sincerely to figure out about the positioning. And then you want to figure out, how can I make my services different? Where's my little niche? What are they not talking about that I can cover? Stuff like that. And in terms of pricing, I think the market dictates price, not the competition, because we don't know what their overall brand strategy is. Believe it or not, a lot of brands work on a ladder system, which means they have like a very low hanging product, then they have a mid-level product, then they have a high-end product. And a good brand is constantly got a pricing strategy. So you don't know, when you just randomly come upon one of their offers, you do not know at all what that means. You do not know if they're about to launch a new version of a course, so they've really bottomed out and giving a huge discount off the current course because they want to archive it or something, or they just really want to make some cash quickly. You don't know those things. So basing your product pricing on other people's is just absolutely very, very bad idea. And the other reason is just simple. For every market, you're going to find stuff that's more expensive and less expensive than yours. So if you really are telling me that I'm in this very specific limited geographical location or market where there's really not a lot of competition and everyone charges around the same rate, then maybe I will give you the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, in that case, you want to match the rates with your market. But in my world, which is an online digital marketing world, there's going to be something for everybody. So the service name will be the same, but the price tag will be so different. So you have to decide how you fit in, because I do feel like pricing is a big element for your branding, for your brand in general. So how you price yourself will give off a totally different vibe to different people. So it is an important decision, but it isn't really linked to your competitors. And of course, how do you handle competitors? So you guys, this is crazy, but I have been ignored, blocked. My comments were deleted, just really mistreated by people who were feeling threatened by me. Like they thought I was going to try to poach their clients, that I was just, I don't know, out to get them or something, even though I never have ever tried to give off such a vibe. But the point is, there's a lot of insecure people out there, and that's really not how you should handle a competitor, okay? So you have to have some boundaries. So if someone is like, hey, can you email your whole email list with my offer? Then, you may actually do it if it's an affiliate thing and their offer is not something you currently offer, even though they're technically a competitor. But the point being is that might be a hard no. Or if someone comes on your content and starts posting links, for me, that's a hard no. I don't want you to send people to your offer using my content, right? Or the third hard limit would be if I found out that somebody was plagiarizing me, was stealing my stuff, like from my email mailing list, my articles, my videos, anything that technically belongs to me or one of my courses, and was actually recopying it and reselling it or trying to use it for their clients. That would make me angry. But besides that, I mean, you got to get over it. You shouldn't be so concerned about your competitors. And after all, if you love a certain topic, you're passionate about that topic, wouldn't you like to connect with other people who are into that as well? And who knows, if someone is a lot further ahead of you, you might hire them for some consulting or one-off coaching, or take one of their courses because you're like, man, I really want to get ahead in this industry. They've already done it. Why shouldn't I take a course from them? Or if someone's at the same level as you, maybe you guys want to actually do some peer-to-peer work, together. So I'm not talking about just collaboration. I'm talking about like supporting one another, and helping each other grow. So there's all kinds of nuances here, right? About what could happen. And people below you, maybe you want to mentor them. Maybe you want to sell services to them. Definitely just don't get so worried about your competitors. I see people getting all bent out of shape about the competition. But the worst thing you can do besides lacking emotional intelligence and getting all jealous is to ignore them. Because if you ignore your competitors, then you will not know where you fit in the market. So there's a difference between lurking on somebody and just keeping tabs of knowing, okay, here's who's who on the market. Done, right? That's really important. And like I said, maybe just reaching out, introducing yourself once is a great idea. To put yourself on the radar, let them know that you see them, and just be friendly. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about competitors. Is this a topic that that has come into your life in the past where you've been worried about your competitors, or you may have even dealt with some bad competitors who were out to get you? Let me know in the comments. And if you like my channel, I talk about business, marketing, and mindset. Please click the like button and consider subscribing, because I'd love to keep putting out this content for you every week. And let me know if you have any topics that you want me to cover. Drop them in the comment, or you can DM me, and I will consider making a video about it in the future. Take care, guys, and don't let the competition get to you.